Imagine this for a moment. You wake up one day and feel an undeniable shift within you. It's not physical, yet it's the most real thing you've ever experienced. It's as if some unseen force is pulling you out of the mundane, out of the repetitive cycles of life, and into something far greater. You don't have the words for it, but you feel it. It's as if the universe is whispering to you, you are chosen. The question is, do you hear it? And more importantly, do you trust it? You see, being a chosen one isn't about being special in the traditional sense. It's not about ego, superiority, or entitlement. It's about alignment. It's about your soul vibrating at a frequency that resonates with the higher dimensions of existence. And among these dimensions, the fifth dimension is where your higher self, your truest essence, resides. But here's the thing, not everyone hears the call. The signs are there, but they're subtle, hidden in plain sight. And the first sign is this. You feel like you don't belong. Think about it. Have you ever looked at the world and thought, this can't be all there is? The routines, the habits, the surface level conversations, they feel hollow to you. It's as if you've always been looking for something deeper, something real, and that's because your soul remembers a truth that most people have forgotten. It remembers that we are multi-dimensional beings, living in a universe that is far more expansive, beautiful, and mysterious than we've been led to believe. But here's the kicker. To fully embrace this truth, you must first let go of the illusion.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
This brings us to the second sign. Your life begins to fall apart. Now I know that sounds terrifying, but let me explain. When your vibration begins to align with the fifth dimension, everything that isn't in resonance with your higher self will start to crumble. Relationships that drain you, jobs that stifle you, beliefs that limit you, they'll all begin to fall away. It's as if the universe is clearing the path for you, even though it might feel like chaos at the time. But here's the question you need to ask yourself. Are you willing to let go of the old to make space for the new? Because here is the truth. The fifth dimension isn't a place you go to, it's a state of being. It's a frequency you tune into. And that leads us to the third sign. Synchronicities become impossible to ignore. Maybe you keep seeing repeating numbers, 11, 11, 222, 333. Maybe you think of someone and they call you moments later. Maybe you feel inexplicably drawn to certain books, songs, or ideas that seem to carry a message just for you. These aren't coincidences. They're breadcrumbs from the universe guiding you toward your true path. But here's where it gets deep. Are you paying attention? Because the signs are everywhere, but most people are too busy to experience them soul cycle in the first place. And this brings us to the fourth sign. You develop an almost obsessive need for solitude. It's not that you don't love people, it's that you realize your energy is sacred. You begin to understand that every interaction, every environment, affects your vibration. And so you start to pull back. You spend more time in nature, in silence, in reflection. It's not loneliness, it's preparation. You're recalibrating your energy to match the fifth dimension. But here's the thing. Solitude can be uncomfortable. It forces you to face yourself, to confront your shadows, to sit with the parts of you that you've been avoiding. And this is the fifth sign. You begin the process of inner healing. Old wounds, buried traumas, limiting beliefs, they all start to rise to the surface. At first, it might feel overwhelming, like everything is falling apart. But here's the truth. This is the universe's way of making room for your expansion. Because to align with the fifth dimension, you must first release everything that's keeping you in the lower dimensions. So, let me ask you this. Are you willing to face your shadows? Are you willing to step into the fire of transformation, knowing that it will burn away everything that isn't you? Because here's the thing, this journey isn't easy. It's not for the faint of heart. But if you're here, if you're listening, I believe it's because you're ready. You wouldn't have been drawn to this message if your soul wasn't ready to awaken. And this brings us to the final sign for now. Your perception of reality begins to shift. You start to see through the illusion of separation. You realize that everything is connected, that you are not just a body, but a soul having a human experience. You begin to feel the energy of others, the subtle vibrations of places, the unspoken truths that lie beneath the surface. It's as if a veil has been lifted, and you're seeing the world as it truly is for the first time. But here's the question I want to leave you with. What will you do with this awareness? Because awareness is just the beginning. The real work begins when you decide to act on it, when you decide to step fully into your role as a chosen one and align your vibration with the fifth dimension. As you continue this journey of awakening, let me ask you this. Have you ever felt as though the universe is speaking to you? Not in words, but in symbols, patterns, and experiences that seem too perfectly timed to be random. These moments are synchronicities, and they are one of the clearest signs that your vibration is aligning with the fifth dimension. When you begin to notice them, it's as though the universe is leading breadcrumbs, guiding you toward your higher path. But the question is, are you truly listening? You see, synchronicities are not accidents. They are the language of the universe, a dialogue between your soul and the infinite field of energy that surrounds us. When you align with the vibration of the fifth dimension, you essentially tune in to this language. Imagine two radio stations, one broadcasting static and noise, and the other playing a melody so beautiful it feels like it was written just for you. Synchronicities are that melody. They are evidence that you are no longer operating solely in the dense, linear reality of the third dimension. Instead, you are stepping into a multi-dimensional awareness where time collapses, intuition sharpens, and guidance flows effortlessly. No, but here's the thing. Recognizing synchronicities is just the beginning. Their true power lies in your willingness to act on them. Let me give you an example. Perhaps you've been thinking about making a big change in your life, leaving a job, starting a creative project, or moving to a new place. Suddenly, you start seeing signs everywhere. A friend mentions an opportunity that feels oddly specific to what you've been considering. You see repeating numbers like 1111, which symbolizes alignment and new beginnings. A random book falls off a shelf, and when you open it, the words seem to speak directly to your situation. What do you do in that moment? Do you brush it off as coincidence? Or do you trust that these signs are an invitation to leap into the unknown? Because here's the truth: synchronicities are not passive. They are not just there to make you feel good or to confirm that the universe is watching. They are calls to action. They are the universe saying, "You're ready, now move." But what happens if you ignore them? What happens if you let fear, doubt, or overthinking get in the way? Well, the signs may stop, not as a punishment, but as a reflection of your own hesitancy. The universe mirrors your energy. If you're unwilling to trust, it will wait until you're ready. So let me ask you this: what are you waiting for? Now, let's go deeper. Synchronicities don't always come in the form of external signs. Sometimes they manifest as inner knowing, a sudden clarity or insight that seems to come out of nowhere. This is because, as your vibration aligns with the fifth dimension, your connection to your higher self strengthens. Your higher self exists outside of time and space, in a realm where all possibilities exist simultaneously. When you align with this frequency, you tap into that infinite wisdom. You begin to receive guidance not through logic, but through intuition. But here's where it gets tricky. Intuition often defies logic. It asks you to trust in things you cannot yet see. For example, you might feel an inexplicable pull to pursue a certain path, even though it doesn't make sense on paper. Or you might feel a strong urge to let go of something, a relationship, a habit, a belief, even though you can't fully explain why. This is your higher self speaking to you. The question is, do you trust it? And trust is key here. Trust is the bridge between synchronicity and manifestation. When you trust the signs, when you trust your intuition, you begin to take inspired action, and it's through action that you align your external reality with your internal vibration. This is how you step fully into the fifth dimension, not by waiting for the universe to deliver your desires, but by co-creating with it, by listening, trusting, and acting. But how do you sharpen this ability? How do you become more attuned to the language of the universe? The first step is awareness. Pay attention to the details of your life. The answers you seek are often hiding in plain sight. You might overhear a conversation that seems irrelevant at first, but later provides the exact guidance you need. You might feel an urge to take a different route to work, only to encounter someone or something that changes your life. These are not random events. They are the universe weaving its magic aligning the puzzle pieces of your life in ways you cannot yet understand. The second step is gratitude. When you notice a synchronicity, no matter how small, take a moment to acknowledge it. Say, "Thank you." Gratitude amplifies your vibration and strengthens your connection to the flow of the universe. It's like saying, "I see you, and I'm ready for more." The third step is surrender. This might sound counterintuitive, but surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means letting go of the need to control how and when things happen. The fifth dimension operates on divine timing, not human timing. When you align with this frequency, you begin to trust that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Even delays, obstacles, and challenges are part of the plan, designed to help you grow into the person you need to become to receive what you desire. But let's go even deeper. Synchronicities are not just signs. They are mirrors. They reflect your inner state. If you're seeing signs of alignment, it's because your vibration is high. But if you're experiencing chaos, confusion, or stagnation, it may be a sign that your vibration is out of sync. This is not a judgment, it's an opportunity. The universe is always showing you where you stand vibrationally. The question is, are you willing to take an honest look at yourself? And this brings us to the most profound truth about synchronicities. They are a reminder that you are not alone. The universe, your higher self, your guides, your ancestors, they are all working behind the scenes to support you. Every sign, every nudge, every moment of alignment is proof that you are deeply loved and guided. Even in your darkest moments, you are never truly alone. So let me leave you with this question. What synchronicities have been showing up in your life lately? Have you been paying attention? Are you ready to act on them? Because here's the thing. The universe is always speaking to you. The only question is, are you listening? Now that we've explored the signs and synchronicities that indicate your vibration is aligning with the fifth dimension, the next question is, how do you live in that state consistently? It's one thing to experience moments of alignment where everything feels connected and the universe seems to flow effortlessly through you, but it's another thing entirely to embody that frequency as your default state. This is the shift we're talking about, the process of integrating the fifth dimensional vibration into your everyday life so deeply that it becomes who you are. But before we dive into the practical steps, let's take a moment to understand what the fifth dimension really means. The fifth dimension isn't a physical place. You don't go there, you become it. It's a frequency, a state of consciousness where unity, love, and higher truth are the guiding principles. In the fifth dimension, duality, the constant push and pull of opposites, begins to dissolve. You stop seeing the world in terms of good or bad, right or wrong, and instead, you begin to perceive everything as part of a greater whole. You recognize that every experience, no matter how painful or joyful, is here to serve your evolution. Living in the fifth dimension means you no longer react to life from a place of fear or ego. Instead, you respond from a place of trust, compassion, and intuition. You start to realize that life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow. Every interaction becomes a chance to connect. Every moment becomes sacred. But here's the thing. Embodying this state requires practice. It's not something that happens overnight. You have to train yourself to let go of old patterns and align with the higher vibration of your soul. So, how do you do that? How do you ground the fifth dimensional frequency into your daily life? Let's start with the most fundamental shift you need to make, your mindset. If you're still clinging to fear, judgment, or control, you cannot fully align with the fifth dimension. These lower vibrational energies keep you tethered to the third dimension, where separation and struggle dominate. To transcend them, you must begin to operate from a mindset of love, acceptance, and trust. Ask yourself this: how often do I judge myself or others? Because judgment is one of the biggest barriers to fifth dimensional living. When you judge, you create separation. You label things as good or bad, and in doing so, you cut yourself off from the deeper truth that everything is interconnected. The next time you catch yourself judging, pause, take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what would love say in this moment? This simple practice can shift your energy instantly. But shifting your mindset isn't enough. You also need to shift your energy. The fifth dimension is all about vibration. To align with it, you must raise your vibration and keep it high. This doesn't mean you'll never feel sad, angry, or frustrated. Those emotions are part of the human experience. But it does mean you'll learn how to process them in a healthy way, without letting them lower your overall frequency. One of the most powerful ways to raise your vibration is through gratitude. Gratitude is the gateway to the fifth dimension because it shifts your focus from lack to abundance. When you're grateful, you're telling the universe, I see the blessings in my life and I'm ready to receive more. So, start a daily gratitude practice. Every morning or evening, write down 3 things you're grateful for. But don't just list them. Feel them. Let the energy of gratitude fill your heart. This simple practice can transform your vibration and, by extension, your reality. Another key practice is meditation. And meditation is like a bridge between the dimensions. It quiets the noise of the third dimension and allows you to tune into the higher frequencies of the fifth. But here's the thing, you don't have to meditate for hours to see results. Even 5 to 10 minutes of stillness can make a huge difference. The key is consistency. Find a meditation practice that resonates with you, whether it's focusing on your breath, visualizing light, or listening to binaural beats, and make it a non-negotiable part of your day. As your vibration rises, you'll also need to be mindful of your environment. The energy around you has a direct impact on your frequency. If you're surrounded by negativity, whether it's toxic relationships, cluttered spaces, or fear-based media, it will be much harder to maintain a fifth dimensional vibration. So, take an honest look at your environment. Are there people, habits, or influences that are pulling you back into lower vibrations? If so, it's time to set boundaries. This doesn't mean you have to cut everyone out of your life, but it does mean you need to protect your energy. Remember, your vibration is your responsibility. Now, let's talk about action. Living in the fifth dimension isn't just about meditating and feeling good. It's about embodying higher principles in everything you do. This means showing up with integrity, kindness, and authenticity. It means choosing inspired action toward your goals, even if you don't have all the answers yet. It means choosing love over fear in every decision, even when it's uncomfortable. But here's a truth that might surprise you. Sometimes embodying the fifth dimension means doing nothing. It means surrendering. You see, the third dimension is all about effort and control, pushing, striving, forcing outcomes. But the fifth dimension operates on flow. It's about trusting that the universe is working in your favor, even when you can't see the full picture. This doesn't mean you stop taking action. It means you stop forcing. You align your energy, take inspired steps, and then let go of the outcome. You trust that what's meant for you will find its way to you. Let me ask you this: where in your life are you still trying to force things? Is it in your career, your relationships, your personal growth? What would happen if you let go and trusted the process? Because here's the secret: when you surrender, you make space for miracles. You allow the universe to work its magic in ways you could never have orchestrated on your own. And this brings us to the most important part of embodying the fifth dimension: service. The fifth dimension isn't just about your personal growth. It's about the collective. It's about using your gifts, your energy, and your light to uplift others. When you live in the fifth dimension, you realize that your purpose isn't just to get things, money, success, recognition. It's to give, to contribute, to be a vessel for love, healing, and transformation. So, let me leave you with this. What are you here to give? What unique gifts do you have that can serve the greater good? Because when you align your vibration with service, your life takes on a whole new level of meaning. You stop chasing and you start attracting. You stop striving and you start thriving. And most importantly, you become a living embodiment of the fifth dimension, a radiant soul who inspires others to awaken and align. This is the shift, and it starts with you. You've made it this far. You've felt the call, recognized the signs, and begun to embody the vibration of the fifth dimension in your daily life. But now the question becomes, what comes next? Because this journey doesn't end with your awakening, it begins there. Once you align with the fifth dimension, your role as a chosen one expands. You aren't just here to live in this frequency for yourself. You're here to serve as a bridge between dimensions, helping others awaken to their own higher potential. But how do you do that? How do you balance living in the fifth dimension while still existing in a 3D world? This is one of the most profound challenges of being a chosen one. You've learned to see beyond the veil, to feel the interconnectedness of all things, and to live from a place of love and unity. But the world you interact with every day often operates from fear, separation, and ego. You might find yourself surrounded by people who don't understand your journey, who are still deeply entrenched in the illusions of the third dimension. And this can feel isolating. At times, it might even feel like you don't belong here. But here's the truth. You're not meant to fit in. You're meant to create a new way of being. You are a bridge, a living, breathing connection between the old paradigm and the new. Your presence alone is enough to shift the energy around you. The way you think, speak, and act carries the vibration of the fifth dimension, and this vibration has a ripple effect. Even if people don't consciously understand what's happening, they will feel it. They will be drawn to your light, your peace, your authenticity, and in doing so, they will begin to awaken to the light within themselves. But let's get practical. How do you live as a bridge between dimensions without losing yourself in the challenges of the 3D world? The first step is compassion. When you see someone who is stuck in fear, judgment, or negativity, it's easy to feel frustrated or disconnected. But remember, you were once there too. Every soul is on its own journey, moving at its own pace. Some are just beginning to wake up, while others may still be fast asleep. Your role is not to judge or force anyone to change. Your role is to be a beacon of love, holding space for others to awaken in their own time. This doesn't mean you have to tolerate toxic behavior or allow others to drain your energy. Boundaries are essential, but it does mean approaching every interaction with an open heart. Instead of reacting to negativity, respond with kindness. Instead of trying to convince someone of your truth, live it so fully that they can embody love in this moment. Because love is the most powerful force in the universe. It dissolves fear, heals wounds, and opens the door to higher awareness. The second step is grounding. As a chosen one, your energy is incredibly sensitive. You're attuned to the subtle vibrations of the fifth dimension, but you're also navigating the dense energy of the 3D world. This can be overwhelming at times, especially if you are surrounded by chaos, stress, or negativity. That's why it's so important to ground yourself regularly. Think of grounding as anchoring your light into the physical world. It helps you stay balanced, centered, and present no matter what's happening around you. There are countless ways to ground yourself, but some of the most effective methods include spending time in nature, practicing mindfulness, and connecting with your body through movement or breath work. When you feel your energy becoming scattered or heavy, take a moment to pause, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and imagine roots growing from the soles of your feet deep into the earth. Feel the stability, the strength, the unwavering support of the planet beneath you. Remind yourself, I am here for a reason. I am safe. I am grounded. The third step is integration. Living as a bridge between dimensions means you're constantly integrating higher vibrational energies into your daily life. This can be challenging because the 3D world often feels out of sync with the fifth dimension. You might find yourself questioning how to balance spiritual practices with practical responsibilities, or how to bring your higher awareness into mundane tasks. But here's the key: there is no separation. Spirituality isn't something you do, it's something you are. Every moment, every action, every interaction is an opportunity to embody your higher self. But let's go even deeper. Living as a bridge also means embracing your unique gifts and purpose. Every chosen one has a specific role to play in the awakening of humanity. Maybe you're a healer, an artist, a teacher, or a guide. Maybe your purpose isn't tied to a specific career or skill, but simply to the way you show up in the world. Whatever it is, your gifts are needed now more than ever. The 3D world is undergoing a massive shift, and your light is a crucial part of that transformation. So let me ask you this: what are your gifts? What makes your soul come alive? What are you passionate about? These are not random interests. They are the keys to your purpose. The more you embrace your gifts, the more you align with your highest path, and as you walk that path, you inspire others to do the same. You become a living example of what's possible when we align with our higher selves. And this brings us to the most profound aspect of living as a bridge: service. The fifth dimension is rooted in unity consciousness, the understanding that we are all interconnected. When you live in this frequency, you naturally feel called to serve others. This doesn't mean sacrificing yourself or neglecting your own needs. True service comes from a place of overflow, where your own life is so abundant that it naturally spills over to illuminate others. As we come to the end of this journey, let me leave you with one final question. What kind of world do you want to create? Because as a chosen one, you are a co-creator of reality. Your thoughts, intentions, and actions shape the collective vibration of humanity. Every time you choose love over fear, unity over separation, and authenticity over conformity, you are creating ripples of change that extend far beyond what you can see. You are a bridge between dimensions. You are a guide, a light, a catalyst for awakening, and the world needs you now more than ever. So step boldly into your role, trust the call of your soul, and remember, you are not alone. You are part of a vast, interconnected web of souls who are all working together to usher in a new era of love, unity, and higher consciousness. This is the chosen path. This is your path. Are you ready to walk it?